Hello everybody, it is
You have to talk louder than that.
For this?
Yeah.
Okay. It is July 29th, 2026. Nobody on YouTube has any videos about Silvervine kiwis. That's actually about Silvervine kiwis, so here we go. We can thank Edgewood Nursery for being the only nursery in all of the continental United States I can find that sells Silvervine.
If you're just...
That sells Silvervine kiwi plants for under $60 a pop. I got one male plant and one female plant for 15 bucks a piece, plus whatever the shipping ended up being. And here is the plant so far. This is just in a 3-ish gallon bucket, which is like kind of half buried in the soil, because these are cold hardy in our area, so it'll just root through the bottom of the pot. And also if I need to move it for whatever reason I can. But this one is the Silvervine, or the Silvervine Edgewood male plant. So this will produce male flowers. It actually already had some flowers earlier this year. But this is a plant, I cannot remember the scientific name off the top of my head. Did I write it on the tag? Nope. There's also mosquitoes flying around. Yes, here is a male Silvervine plant. And then, right over here, we have the female Silvervine plant. They look pretty much identical at the moment. This one's a little bit taller just because of reasons, I guess. More sunlight. It's also kind of creeping in on that side as well. But this is a plant that you can commonly find in pet stores and online pet shops these days as an alternative for catnip, because it's got some of the same chemicals and stuff, or similar ones, that is in catnip that cats are attracted to, and cats who have no reaction to catnip will still usually have a reaction to Silvervine. And usually the dried twigs and stuff are sold. Ooh, something was chewing on that one. But they also produce edible fruit when you have two pollinators, which is what we have by having a male and a female. This one's also from Edgewood Nursery. This is the female plant. They're cold hardy for quite a temperature. I can't recall off the top of my head, but they are plenty cold hardy for our zone, which I think, are we 7B or 8B? Or something like that. We're in Savannah, Georgia, whatever that is. So, yes. Haven't seen any flowers on this one. The male flowered earlier this year, but didn't have anything to pollinate, obviously. So, as we move into fall and winter, these get their name of Silvervine because you can I don't know if they show up. Yeah. You can see the leaves, or the hair on the leaves.
Am I hearing an ice cream truck?
I think so. Ice cream truck. If it is, it's at a weird time because everybody's at school right now. Yeah, you can kind of see the hairs on the leaves here. These will kind of get longer, I guess. I don't know what the mechanical part of it is. But in winter and fall, these will literally turn bright, shiny silver, and they're super pretty. They have relatives called, I think, Arctic kiwis, and they're usually sold as ornamentals because they get really pink and white colored leaves in the fall and everything. So, yep, this is just less than a year old or so. And we will hopefully eventually get fruit. I'll make videos when we do get fruit eventually, and the flowers. Hello. But yeah, that's just the quick little video about the Silvervines, because nobody on YouTube actually has videos about these guys that are actual Silvervines. It'll just keep coming up with a million things about hardy kiwis. And yes, our cats do love these. It was very funny that when the package arrived, I had barely even started opening just the cardboard when all the cats came running up to sit around me on the couch as I was trying to open it. But, okay. So that's part one of this little video, because there's not really much to see here. We're just using some native Morning Glory tie vine to tie it up. Those are out here. They'll be in part shade, part sun throughout the year. And then over here, well, here's some Passiflora incarnata native passion fruits that just fell off of Passiflora incarnata A, which might also be B, who knows. Also could have fallen off of Passiflora incarnata Mohawk, because they're kind of growing on each other here. That's the native passion flower. So those are 3 new ripe fruit from today. The other video we're going to do is Chaya, also known as miracle leaf, miracle spinach, etc. This is easily propagated from cuttings, which is what I got here. This is the teeniest one so far out of all the plants I got from eBay a few months ago. The other ones are like 4+ feet tall and stuff. This one's just really short. I don't know if it was just getting shaded out or what, but I'm gonna plant this in the ground, maybe between those two. But these are pretty cold hardy. Here it needs like heavy duty mulching and stuff, which we can do with chicken wire and fallen leaves for insulation. But these leaves are edible after they are cooked, and they are more nutritious than a lot of spinach things. A lot of places actually grow them as ornamentals, and people just don't even realize that they're edible and more nutritionally dense than a lot of leafy grains that you would usually use. The only thing with them is that they are toxic if ingested raw, and have to be thoroughly cooked by boiling them in water for 15 minutes or so, 15 to 20 minutes. And then they can also be thoroughly cooked in like stir fries and such. I have not had a chance to taste test it yet because I want to let them get established and everything. But I have these ones here, and these are a spineless variety because some of the other ones do have very tiny little spines that have some kind of thing in them. I don't know the scientific name off the top of my head. I think this is Acanthifolius, or no, Snedoscolus Acanthifolius. I don't know how you actually pronounce the first part of the scientific name because I think it's like partially Greek, and I had it written down on one of the things, but I don't know where that tag went. So yeah, people might think this is like a maple tree, but it's related to the spurge nettles that are native here in Savannah, Georgia, which are usually pretty small plants that have almost have white variegation on the veins, and they are very stabby and prickly. It feels like you're being bitten by one of the sand gnats, which could be not a big deal or a very big deal depending on who you are and how sensitive you are to them. And it's just for about the same amount of time as a sand gnat bite, which again could be severe or less than a mosquito bite, but that's also when I only had one spine thing from a wild nettle, whatever the heck it is, spurge nettle. Can't talk. It is hot out here, although we are in the shade, so it's not too bad. But yep, this is going to get planted in the ground. It'll hopefully get quite a bit bigger when it's getting all the attention to itself. I'll have to put a tomato cage around it, and this will be hopefully nice and big that I will be able to propagate them next year or the year after that, and just start sharing them with all the neighbors and all the neighborhood people by literally just taking cuttings, planting them in soil, and good to go. And then just have to teach people you have to just boil them 20 minutes at least, 15 to 20 minutes, and then you cook them like it would any other thing. Super nutritious. It's a perennial. Even when it gets taken down by freeze, at least one other person locally grows them and said it just took a long time to come back after we got down to like 23 degrees, which is what killed my one pepper plant. Rip Susan. She didn't regenerate because all my peppers of the one variety I grow are named after Doctor Who companions. I had Ian, Barbara, and Susan. Ian and Susan died, so it's just Barbara left. Yes, these plants do flower, and apparently butterflies and bees absolutely love the flowers. And the plants are either male or female. I'm not sure if these are going to be male or female yet. And I do also have a variegated one out back, which is usually sold as like a super fancy houseplant for people. But whenever they hopefully flower at the same time, assuming they are male and female plants that I can actually cross-pollinate with each other, we'll be able to get seeds from them, hopefully, and then grow them from seed and hopefully breed out more that have the spineless trait, because these are mostly just sold as cultivars, and most people just describe them as leaf shape. Like this is one that this is a more desired variety, not only because it's spineless, but because there's more leaf per leaf, as opposed to being extremely serrated and very skinny leaves with deep margins, I think is the word. So this is a really desired trait that's got big leaves, so you get more leaf per leaf, and it doesn't make your hand itch like crazy and sting. So yes, we're going to be hopefully cross-pollinating those. And actually I will pause this video for a second while we time travel, and I'll just take a quick video of that variegated one. So be right back. And here we are time traveling. Here is the variegated Chaya. This one is also a spineless variety. Also propagated from cuttings. And this one I do have under some at least partial shade cloth because it seemed a little sad. But it does seem to be bouncing back now. You can see all these new leaves coming up. Okay, yeah. So the spineless varieties, scientific name, they are apparently a subspecies. It's Snedoscolus acontifolius, var acontifolius. But yeah, if anybody knows how to properly pronounce the Snedoscolus part of that scientific name, let me know in the comments with the thingy, or link me to a video where you pronounce it out loud, however the hell it's supposed to be pronounced. But yes, this is the variegated one that I am hoping will flower at the same time as the regular one, so I can try to cross-pollinate them if they have opposite flowers. And these are just as edible as the other ones, just super ornamental.
There's a snail coming up to the surface right there. Interrupting for snail.
Well, I am done, so once you're done with that, you can finish the video. Just say that.
Yeah, here's a cute little native water snail that decided my container here. It's a good spot. You can also see all the tadpoles. Okay, bye-bye.